Today, volunteers in Metro Atlanta packed thousands of books to send around the world. 11 Alive's Joe Ripley joins us now with how their efforts tie into the King legacy.
Yeah, happy MLK to you watching at home as well. Dr. King, of course, was an advocate for education, even in the days of separate but equal. But today, people of all ages and backgrounds came together to help spread education around the world. This MLK Day of Service begins with a story.
At least 1,000 by now.
A few stories. Tiara Berry is taking the King holiday to volunteer.
To always treat MLK like a day on and not a day off.
They sort books and pack them into these boxes, and those boxes will eventually go around the world.
Access to knowledge, access to education, access to resources is so important. And when I think about the legacy of African Americans in this country and how they didn't want us to read during the enslavement era.
Dr. King spent a lot of his life promoting education and equal rights for all people. So that's what we are trying to do. We're trying to spread education to everybody that wants it.
Jen Hale with Books for Africa says the nonprofit collects 3 to 4 million books from classrooms and the community and donates them to each country in Africa.
Literacy is a bridge out of poverty. Education is the great equalizer. If you can get a better education, you can improve your circumstances. And that is very true in rural Africa where there just isn't much access to education.
Jordan Knight knows the cause. He served in the Peace Corps for 2 years.
I have been on the other side of opening boxes just like this and seeing kids' faces when they open up and realize that they get to have those books for their own school it's just incredible.
The King legacy touches young and old, black and white, all for the betterment of the beloved community.
I grew up in Atlanta, so it's something I was always intimately aware of. I drive by his old house and I drive by the church almost every single day going to my house, and it's just something that I think we all need to place a lot of importance on knowing more about.
Coming up at 6, hear from a dear friend of Dr. King's, Ambassador Andrew Young. He was there when King was shot in Memphis in 1968, and he's also now backing a new movement for peace right here in the city of Atlanta.